Hi there, my name is Stacey Englehart, and I'd like to welcome you to the Unreasonably Grateful podcast, Living in Grace by Choice. So, Merry Christmas. The last time I recorded was a few days before Christmas. This is a few days after Christmas, and I hope that you're creating lots of those memorable moments together with those that you love that one day you'll look back on and have deep appreciation for. So, okay, first of all, just a reminder, I don't have your answers. You do. The purpose of this podcast really is to connect us through our stories and to support us in becoming the best version of ourselves, that version of ourselves that we were created to be, not the one that may have developed over managing our response or our reaction to fears, disappointments, upsets, heartbreaks, but rather those divine qualities that are imbued in all of us and actually practicing living from them, coming from those. So developing them as, the automatic that we fall back on those, not fall back on our responses to life circumstances. Okay. So grateful to have you. I hope you hear something today that encourages you in your next step of your personal growth and development, the best version of you. So this particular episode is called The Gift of Time and the generational love, family generational love. So I'm in the midst of spending time with two of our children, their spouses, and four of our grandchildren. And then we have another daughter, her husband, and their four coming later in January, actually, mid-January. And as an elder in our family and in our community, I want to encourage you to spend time together. And, sometimes it's like we feel like we need to be doing something, particularly if you're the younger parents with young children, and you live in a lifestyle that's busy and full. That's not, while my husband and I stay busy, we're dairy farmers. And just this morning, we milked 6 cows as we did on Christmas Day. In fact, a little side story, somebody asked me about picking up milk on Christmas Day. And I said, the cows, the cows still produce. So we're still happy to put it in a bottle and set it out for you to pick up. They don't stop. It's a day in, day out process. And some people think dairy farming's difficult because of that. But the truth is, that pattern, that regularity gives us a sense of purpose and focus and value. And we're happy to provide what we produce with our community. So just like parenting, I look at our kids with young kids and think, wow, that's a lot. And yes, of course, we did it as well. But when you're older and you look back and you're not moving as quickly or seeing or hearing as clearly, it seems like, wow, I don't know. I don't know if I could keep up with it. Well, guess what? We don't have to. We're not supposed to. As the grandparents, as the elders in the community, I can see that the value of familial generational love is we each contribute something unique, something different. And there's a wisdom from the distance that grandparents are from grandchildren and even from their own children. As your children are in their 30s and 40s and soon 50s, there's a distance because we're then also in our 50s and 60s and 70s. And there's a different viewpoint, a different season in life. And so, what I want to talk about is I've noticed as our kids and grandkids arrive, I've noticed that there's this deeply felt appreciation for the kids that make time for us to spend with them, the time that's available to observe and be with and talk and eat and play games and watch the grandchildren and their excitement over, in this particular situation, Christmas and gift giving and sharing and watching the older kids play with the younger kids. There's so much that we wouldn't experience if we didn't have time together. And maybe for some people, that's a Zoom call. It's not possible for you to be in the same location. But if it is, embrace that, make it happen because it's priceless. And if it's not, however you connect, keep that connection sacred and valuable. Don't diminish it, whatever form it might take, because there's, like I said, there's something that's contributed both from the elder to the younger and from the younger to the elder. It's not a one way exchange. And there's so many layers and levels of it. And the thing is, even if you don't have the resources, you can create time. You have time if we make it a priority to connect in whatever way is possible. The gift of time is, it's priceless. I can remember, I've probably said this before, but when my father was passing away and before he returned home and he was in the hospital, I would go at night. And one of the reasons I went at night was I really enjoyed one-on-one, that connection where I could just be with him. And when a patient's in the hospital, it's not like they sleep all night. Lights are still on and blood pressure's still being taken or whatever. And so they're oftentimes awake. And in that quiet of the evening, there was the possibility of a deeper connection. And I still value that time I had with my dad. And so rather than wait until they're hospitalized or later in their life, look and see, what could you put in place to spend more time with the generational love that's available in your family, whatever that might look like. And maybe it's, you get together, you have a trip together. Maybe it's they come and visit for the holidays, you go to them. It's something in the summer, but some way that you can keep that connection that happens in just being in the presence of one another and having those conversations. And sometimes it's just the observations, watching and seeing, and then letting yourself feel all the feelings that come up as you watch future generations kind of rise up into whatever is going to be next. And that opportunity to love unconditionally. There's the way that our parents love their children. There's the way grandparents love their adult children. Grandparents love their grandchildren or their great grandchildren. And it's family, no matter what the history is, no matter how wounding, how scarring, how difficult your family situation may have been. It's an opportunity to learn how to love unconditionally. That, yeah, maybe there is disappointment, maybe there is lack of something. And yet, sometimes I think if we imagine life without, then it helps us appreciate with. So, even if you had a difficult relationship with one of your parents or siblings, imagining life without them oftentimes helps us get in touch with how much they matter with them. Time matters with them. And one of the things that I've often seen whenever I was like leading a workshop or facilitating some kind of group experience, people bring up difficult relationships in their life to look at and to explore. And the reason they bring it up is because they care, because they love, even though they may be saying, I don't care, they don't matter, I've over it, I've gotten over it. They're saying that, they're bringing up that relationship because they do care and they do love. And maybe they've given up on it, but that's the key. We never give up on the opportunity to love. And sometimes the people that are the most difficult to love are the ones that teach us the most about loving. So, sure, love those people who are easy to love, and the people that are challenging, that we have to rise above sometimes our judgments, assessments, opinions, our wounds, and love anyway. They're the ones that deepen our capacity to love. So, family time is an amazing opportunity to develop that, to become the loving person you were created to be. So utilize this holiday time together over this next week, because many of us are going to be together until after the new year. So use this time to further facilitate a closer relationship with the people you're with. And if that's difficult or challenging, a deeper capacity to love unconditionally. Okay. And I'm rooting for you, and I'll be here next week. And I can't wait to share with you then. But in the meantime, go ahead, let that generational love flow between you. Have a beautiful, beautiful Christmas season. Returning, we shall learn to lead in love.